Hello viewers, I'm Red2006 and I'm very pleased to have you join me on the latest leg of our scenic tour through the Johto region in Pokemon Gold version. As a quick recap on our last day's adventuring,
I took a walk through the relaxing national park, letting my worries melt away as I looked for Pokemon. Then, I took care of the roadblock on Route 36, otherwise known as Pseudo-Woodo, and caught that. Finally, I delivered Spearow and its mail to Route 31. We're off to Ecruteak City today.
Welcome back everyone. We're leaving Violet City today and heading out for Ecruteak City. There's a fair bit to do there. We have some battles along the way, so I am going to switch to Leon to lead off. Worth noting, while I do have Sunkern, I'm going to get another one at level 10. Sunflora learns Razor Leaf at level 10 when you evolve it, so it will be worth having that because otherwise I just have Absorb and Mega Drain. On to Route 36 for the last time, and we can head along here to get up to Route 37. There are some apricorn trees at the top of the route, and those two twins to battle. In the remakes, they are replaced with two beauties who will face you in a double battle. They each have Clefable, and Wigglytuff. But let's battle them. Jigglypuff has high HP, but its defences aren't great. Clefairy is a bit bulkier. Let's take this one down with Psybeam. Okay, so last time I did this I battled Jigglypuff first. So the Pokemon they use changes depending which one you talk to first. Interesting. Didn't actually realise that. And another Psybeam will take it down. Can't get enough of those funky colours, it has a really good effect. I often think the effects in the Generation 2 games are really underestimated. People don't quite regard them as well as the other games. You look at the sprite animations in Crystal, they are brilliant. They are much, much better than pretty much anything Emerald did. And I'd say they beat out Platinum was the one where they had animated sprites in Sinnoh. Yeah, honestly, it's so much better. The animations really give that extra oomph, that energy to the Pokemon. I think people probably underestimate just how much these games did at times. They might look outdated now, but they were fantastic in their heyday. Anyway, let's take care of things with Ruby. Magnitude 6 might not get the KO. Hypnosis missed, so doesn't matter. We can just use Rock for it. And down we go. Very nice indeed. I'll keep Ruby as our lead as we wander into Ecruteak City. Pokemon Center right there, and if you head into this house, talk to this man to get the item finder. It's a bit harder to use because it will tell you roughly where the item is, but you won't really know, you just have to guess. Trial and error, but that's half the fun of adventuring. I admit I prefer the sort of radar setup that they had in Diamond and Pearl and refined in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And it was also good to keep it on hand with the two select button items, basically. Here's the gym, which we will visit later on. And if we come back to the Pokemon Center and go north of that, this is the Ecruteak Dance Theatre, which we will be visiting. Pokemart if you need to stock up and go shopping. And up here is the entryway to the Tin Tower. You can only access this once you've beaten the gym in this town. So we won't worry about that just yet. It is sort of integral to the game, but sort of optional as well. And we go past a few beautiful buildings we cannot access, admittedly all the same, there's much more character in the remakes. And here is the Brass Tower, aka the Burned Tower. It doesn't really look like it's been on fire in these games. The remakes do it much more justice and have much better results. Head on in. And it's the red-headed kid we beat up twice before. Oh, it's you. You wanted to get stronger, so you came for the legendary Pokemon that's supposed to be here. That's your story, right? Well, that's not going to happen, because I'm going to get it. I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer, so a legendary Pokemon would be perfect for me. Well, anyway, I'm getting tired of having a wimp like you always showing up. And he is back at his aggressive best. He's obviously covering for the fact that we've kicked his ass twice, and this time I actually have got it right. Magnitude. We'll take care of this. Yep, Magnitude 7 will wipe out most opponents at this stage in the game. Unless, of course, they're flying types. And there we go. Next level, Ruby evolves. Next opponent is Croconaw, and I'm going to switch actually to Leon for this one. Leon needs a few levels. He will be useful against some of the Pokemon in the gym because they're all Ghost Poison, but I can't really risk him against Gengar. Practice recordings, Gengar actually survived Psybeam and hit back with Shadow Ball for the KO, because in this generation it runs on physical attack, which is a bit annoying, but then again Gengar couldn't use it very well against most opponents. And there we go. Next up is Magnemite, a new addition to his team and a very good defensive Pokemon. Torture will take care of that and his last Pokemon. One well-placed Ember and bam! Not quite gonna level up, but we'll be close. Away we go. Still a while until we get Flame Wheel, which is really annoying. And there we go. That wraps it up. This is why I hate battling wimps. There's no challenge in it. And he is desperately covering for his own incompetence. We've kicked his ass 3 times now. And off he goes in a half. And we're interrupted by a phone call from Mum. So, you will need strength to get TM20 in here, but I don't bother with that because it's Endure and it's not the sort of move I like using. I will need Rock Smash, and Wooper can learn it. Head on this way to battle an opponent. I will actually switch Leon to the forefront. Dash can handle himself against the gym because teaching him Rollout was a fantastic decision. And Wooper presumably gives a massive headbutt to that rock. And there is one of our fire breathers. He leads out with a poison type. So Leon is going to have a pretty easy time of this. There we go. In fact, given the low levels, Leon will just have an easy time anyway. Everyone would have an easy time. Except maybe Torture, but that's only because his moves suck at the moment. 6 levels to go until Flame Wheel. It is a really, really tough time for Quillarva. And one more opponent, which is Coughing. You can find them here, and I'm hoping I do. I like using Coughing because it's a very good defender. However, I recommend using it from Generation 3 onwards when it has Levitate. Oh, close. Head up here to grab a burn heal. Remember, if any Pokemon evolve via this item, you can catch them with the Moon Ball. Still can't believe they had that big an oversight. Oh, but there's Coughing. Better switch to Torture for this one. He is least likely to knock things out at the moment. Quick Attack is my best bet. It has been a little while since I recorded. I'm hoping I haven't forgotten anything. I do still have some Pokeballs, but that was pretty much all I had. I had to buy some for catching Oddish. I should probably save up some money and buy some Great Balls. I'm not confident. Good reason not to be. At least Smog is missing. Good chance of poisoning, but poor accuracy at 70. Same again. Alright, come on. Need this to work. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Didn't want another Ditto incident. Coughing, the poison gas Pokemon. Its thin, filmy body is filled with gases that cause constant sniffles, coughs, and teary eyes. Interesting to note, in red and blue, Coughing's skull and crossbones is above its face instead of below. I actually did a really good sketch of that sprite. I do enjoy doodling Pokemon from time to time. Apologies for the interruption. Had to deal with a Rattata. Leon leveled up to 25, so I'll put Dash in front. Let's head on. Of course, the minute I say let's head on, wild Pokemon. Do I actually have repels? Yes, I do. 1. So let's head onwards. Break this rock, and you can get to the centre of the bottom floor, which is vital. And we have an opponent. A fire breather who is training. Fire breather Dick. Make your own jokes. In fact, they realised people did, and he was actually removed in Crystal and had his name changed to Richard in the remakes. Sadly, his Charmeleon is no match for Dash, the Slayer of Miltank. And funny, he says he burned down to white ashes. For some reason, his sprite goes into black and white. Don't ask me why. Head around and grab that item first. X speed. Something we can sell. So you want to drop down here. Right up there. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 3 Spotlight Pokemon for today. Raikou, Entei and Suicune are the series' first 3 roaming legendaries, a game mechanic which would become a source of frustration for a great many players. Nonetheless, this particular trio still remains very much loved by the fans. Raikou is the first one in the spotlight. Its forte is special attack and speed. It has pretty decent special defense as well, and with some potent dark-type coverage alongside its powerful electric moves, Raikou can be well worth it if you decide to wait for it. It's somewhat fragile on the physical side of things, but it has pretty decent HP to supplement that, and will generally outspeed most threats. Its coverage will make it very handy throughout the Elite Four and the Adventures of Kanto, so it can be a dependable partner if you do decide to invest in catching it. Entei's key stats are high HP and attack. It can't get the most out of its attack until Generation 6 due to the scarcity of good fire-type moves, but nonetheless it can hit pretty hard if you give it some TNs. It's the most defensively fragile of the three beasts, but its high HP goes some way to supplementing this. It also sports base 100 speed, so those powerful fire-type moves can catch people off guard if they're not expecting it. If you didn't pick Typhlosion, catching a fire-type proves difficult, waiting for Entei can be an advantage. Suicune is the group's defensive specialist. Its defense and special defense are both base 115, making it fairly tanky given it has 100 base HP. It unfortunately doesn't hit as hard as the other two, but as a water type, it has a lot more versatility going in its favour. In addition, being the version mascot of Crystal helped Suicune quite a bit and actually gave it a few ice moves along the way, such as Aurora Beam. While good water types are fairly easy to come across, Suicune is fantastic if you want one with plenty of bulk and a little bit of offensive presence as well. You really can't go wrong with any of these. Despite the troubles associated with roaming Pokemon, it's worth waiting for. And as for why I used music from F-Zero, I like the series. I enjoyed a hell of a lot more than Mario Kart. I understand that Mario Kart is easier to pick up and play, whereas F-Zero requires a lot of skill. Both of them have their horrifically hard moments. GX Story Mode is a nightmare at times, but I feel that Mario Kart tends to punish you for being good at the game sometimes. It's like, oh, a human plays in first, let's see how many items we can wedge up their posterior. On the other hand, F-Zero is like, we're going to come at you with our best from the outset, but if you learn how to play, if you master everything, the rewards are there. Anyway, off they go. We can now chase them down whenever we can, really. There's one more item to grab, so I'll go around and get that. Repel's worn off, so let's see. Okay, I was wrong. Oh crap. Magmar. Didn't expect Magmar. Only got 2 Pokeballs. And not Dash. Torture. I don't think Pokeballs are going to work against Magmar. Unless I chip it down a lot. But yes, you can find Magmar down here. It's worth it if you didn't start with Cyndaquil. Pretty good stats, access to some good moves. I don't expect to catch this one. I'll have to buy some Great Balls. Yep. And will it? Yes, it will. Alright, here we go. Oh. Close. Comes with Fire Punch this early. Always handy. Wrong button. And might as well get the experience. There we are. So... I did buy some. Whoops. Okay. I'll grab that item, and then we can wrap things up. Head along here, and I think the uppermost part of this hole. And it is HP up. Can be useful. So, out we go, and we are done with the burnt tower for now. that pretty much wraps things up for the sights and sounds of Ecruteak City, with the exception of the dance theatre and the gym. But I'm going to focus on those in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next instalment of our scenic tour through the Johto region. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I completely forgot about this. Better actually show this. If you go into the Ecruteak Pokemon Center, talk to Bill and he will tell you about the time capsule that let you trade back to Red and Blue and Yellow. Now that we've spoken to him, we can go back to Goldenrod City and get ourselves Eevee. So, that was actually worth showing. Now we can wrap things up. I'll see you in the next instalment of our scenic tour through the Johto region as we continue our culture tour of Ecruteak City.